Hey there. I'm just going to set you up here. Hello. It has been a while since I have sat down and planned out or filmed a full-length video for this channel, and I thought that it might be a good idea to catch you up on all the stuff that has been going on behind the scenes. So we're heading away on a road trip this weekend, just very local, but we're gonna head away for a couple of nights in the surf, and I thought I'm gonna bring my camera gear along with me and we're gonna film a catch-up video. So I want to catch you up on 2024, the year that did not quite go as planned for our Toyota Surf, and the lack of adventures that we had in the year. And then also 2025 is about to look very different and be the complete opposite of last year. It's going to be filled with so much adventure. Matt and I are about to embark on the biggest journey of our lives, and I cannot wait to share all of that news and everything that is to come and what that means for this channel as well. So join us for a maybe one night, maybe 2 nights away in the truck, and I'm going to catch you up on all the goss. We got into camp right on sunset, found our friends and settled in for a weekend of kicking back, relaxing. Pink ribbon gumboots on.
Absolutely, it's right following your marshmallows. He's jealous.
Right, if you're on my knee, you're on my knee. Thank you.
Hi. Back in the office. So that didn't go to plan. The idea was that we were going to take you for a weekend away. We ended up going to Mavora, and we had an amazing couple of nights in there. We camped up beside some friends, went for walks. Matt went out on their boat and walked up the side of the valley and did a little bit of exploring. We toasted marshmallows around the fire pit, and we went for swims in the lake, and it was absolutely glorious. And we pretty much didn't film any of it because we actually just needed to switch off. We were going to take you for a bushwalk and sit down and explain to you all the things, but that didn't happen. And so now we're back in the office, and I thought, well, we'll do it this weekend because we have to be out of the house this weekend as well. Well, that was what I thought, because the whole reason that we had to get out of the house last weekend was because we have had an open home on our house. So our property is up for sale, and I thought that we could just go away this weekend again while we have another open house and explain it all to you and let you know what is going on. However, our open house this weekend isn't happening because 9 days after putting our house on the market, we're under contract, we've met the buyers, and yeah, it's all go. So that's why the last weekend was a real whirlwind, why we needed to just switch off and immerse ourselves in nature. And we didn't get around to doing the filming that we wanted to do. Matt and I are going to take you for a bushwalk this weekend, even though we don't have to be out of the house. We're going to take you for a bushwalk and explain to you all the finer details of our decision, of what we've decided to do. Let's go out, do a bushwalk, and we'll break it down a little bit more.
Hey, wee man. You ready to go for a road trip? First one ready.
Watch a spastic do up some boots. Come. Yeah.
Did he sitting?
Good boy. Come here.
Good boy.
Alright. Hey guys. Probably been a while since we've put much up on the old YouTube. And Heidi kind of left you hanging in our last video about what we were up to with the surf. But needless to say, we've had a very busy time doing some upgrades and maintenance. To this day, that surf has never actually let us down, but it started doing some funny things on a couple of our previous trips, so we thought it might be time to give it a wee bit of a refresh. So we pulled the transmission and the engine out at the same time, and got the transmission rebuilt and also got the engine rebuilt. In hindsight, if I had a bit more time up my sleeve, things might have gone a bit smoother, but we only had one vehicle at the time, and yeah, needed to get things done quite quick. But anyway, some parts weren't available that I wanted to put in it.
Genuine Toyota parts, eh?
Yes, genuine parts, because I don't like putting aftermarket stuff in it, for very good reason. Anyway, we put some other parts in it, put it all back together again, and we put a upgraded turbo top mounted intercooler and bonnet scoop from a late model Hilux on it, and then we drove our way up to Craze and got it on the dyno, got it tuned, everything was going smoothly. Come back home after our trip and it had started making a bit of a metallic noise that I wasn't very happy about. So
that was about 5,000 k's in.
yeah,
we
5
went
or
into
6,000
Canterbury
k's.
trip in the start of winter. Yeah.
And again, didn't let us down, still kept on trucking, but yeah, I just really wasn't happy with that noise. So it got the better of me, and I pulled the engine apart again, and we found that those aftermarket parts that we put in there actually hadn't done us any favours at all. So needless to say, I got some genuine parts ordered, and they had to come from overseas. It took a few weeks to turn up, but they actually were available this time I tried to order them, and we got those put in. New head gasket, new head bolts, all the bits and pieces again, run it in again, and yeah, now we're well past that threshold of the 5,000 k's, and it's still going strong and not making any stupid noises. So yeah, it's back up and running. We're happy with that.
But that was like, we started that refresh on the truck in March last year, 2024, and that was over a month of it off-road, and then got it back together, did the 5,000 k's, and then this happened, and then that was probably another, what, at least 6 weeks with it off the road again. And then by that point we were sort of out the other side of winter. So we've done a few like weekend trips in it, but that kind of consumed 2024 in terms of doing some big missions.
Yes, yeah, we wanted to do some trips closer to home to make sure everything was good, and again, like I say, it has still not let us down.
It's back to being the trusty Surf now. She's got the genuine stuff back in it.
It just needed those good Toyota parts in it. That was the only problem. So
yeah, and then the end of last year, what else did we do to it?
So we bought a new roof rack, because I just had some factory Toyota Surf roof racks with a couple of modified things that we had made to hold the solar panel and the thanks Teddy and the awning. But so now we've got a full length roof rack from Surf Syndicate on there, and it's got the solar panel back on, tent back on. I haven't quite got the awning back on it yet. I need to make some more custom brackets for that, and we're also going to be able to mount the MaxTrax up the front just underneath the solar panel, and to get them out I'll just tilt the solar panel forward and then pull the MaxTrax off, and we'll be away laughing. We won't have to worry about putting them back inside the vehicle if they do get dirty.
The real cool thing about that roof rack as well is when we looked at it, it's got a wind deflector on it, and then the way that Matt has mounted the solar panel, you've put a bit more angle on it this time, and we've noticed a real reduction in wind noise with the Feldon, because we just have the Feldon rooftop tent on there all the time.
Yep, it never comes off.
That's made a real big difference to noise, and we reckon it's made a difference to fuel efficiency as well, because I think it's just a little bit more streamlined now.
It's not heaps, but every little bit counts, and it's just so much nicer when you go past a truck. It doesn't feel like it's trying to yank the tent off the roof, which is a bonus.
Yeah. So we've had a couple of weekend trips over summer. We've had a beautiful summer here in Southland. We've had some really stinking hot weekends away, which have been good. What's next?
Yeah, what's next? Depending on how closely you follow us, you may have noticed that our house is up for sale.
Well, it's under contract.
Well, it is currently under contract, yes. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that we have found someone that wants to continue what we've started creating there. Been there for 5 years, and it was just half an acre of bare lawn when we bought it, and built our tiny house on it, and have set that up really intentionally with simple living in mind, and then have spent the last 5 years getting the garden established. And for the last couple of years, we haven't bought any vegetables. We've been growing all of our own, so really focusing on self-sufficiency. And we've got, I think last time I counted, over 30 odd fruit and nut trees throughout our orchard and food forest. So it's just really getting established. So it has been a really hard decision to put it on the market and to move on from it, but we're really lucky that we have found some people that want that lifestyle for themselves, so that's really exciting for us. But yeah, it's been a couple of years in the making, talking about travel. When we look at our bucket list for both of us, it's just filled with travel, and every which way that we have looked at it, like trying to keep the property and do more travel, we just keep coming back to really wanting to have a go at living nomadically and just even change our lifestyle even more, and yeah, go off script again. So that's the plan. The start of January, what did we buy, Matt? What did we order?
So it took us a while to figure out what we were going to do, actually. We've been going backwards and forwards on, you know, whether we're going to go caravan, whether we're going to build out a troopy or, you know, camper van, or what exactly we were going to do. And we come across a long wheelbase all-wheel drive Mercedes Sprinter. And so we went down that rabbit hole and quickly realised that that was what we wanted to do. That was kind of the perfect setup for us, still allowing us to get off-road, not extreme, and nowhere near to the places that we've been able to take the surf, but still to get off that beaten track.
Yeah.
And yeah, so brand new Mercedes Sprinter is currently being built in Aussie at the moment. We've spec'd up a bit more.
To be off-grid, we've really increased the
solar and the battery capacity.
Because that is the aim. We want to be off-grid. Like, it'll be cool if we pretty much don't have to plug in like indefinitely. If we just run our own electric system, and then we just have to come back to civilization for water and amenities.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that to turn up.
Which will be everything going to plan with the schedule for the build out of it will be about middle of May. That is why our January start of the year was very hectic, because after we made the decision to order that and get it into production, it was all go on getting the house listed and making a plan and getting all those other bits and pieces into line. So timing wise, it should work out pretty well, but yeah, we've got a lot of things to look at, either putting into storage or getting rid of, downsizing. Again, I felt like I'd done a really good job of downsizing the first time from a 4-bedroom house into our tiny house. So that is, we're going from 65 square meters this time to, I think it's like 15 square meters.
Just under, I think.
Yeah. So that will be another good mission, and we'll be sure to bring you along on a bit of that journey and how that all goes. But yeah, so the plan is that we're going to live in this around New Zealand. We haven't even touched the surface when it comes to travelling around New Zealand. And obviously Teddy is coming with us. We can't leave the adventure dog behind, so he's going to have a new adventure rig. And yeah, we're going to travel around New Zealand, explore. We've got potentially some house sitting jobs and for friends, and we've also got some casual work sort of lined up that Matt can do on the road, and I'm hoping to really expand on my photography business. But yeah, this YouTube channel is about to get a whole lot busier because we're gonna have a whole lot more adventure to share. We're not just going to be weekend warriors anymore and making the most of 4 weeks of annual leave. It is going to literally be our life. Yeah.
Yep.
Which is really exciting. That's kind of the short-term goal. We don't really have concrete plans as to where we're going in New Zealand. We'll probably just follow the sun and follow some jobs and just
play everything by ear, really.
Yeah, but the long-term goal is
we want to eventually get the van shipped back over to Aussie again and spend, you know, could be 2 or 3 years over there maybe, who knows, just tripping around. Going to bring Teddy with us because he wants to see Australia too. And then in the long term, we want to try and get it over to America, and then
I'd love to do the Nordic countries.
Yes.
One day, and yeah, our long-term goal is just to travel around the world,
as much of the world as we can. Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't see why we can't have a go at doing it in our own home on wheels. Yeah. And in the meantime, we'll also be traveling, like, if it gets too cold in winter in New Zealand, we might park up and head overseas for a couple of months to somewhere warmer, or just do some overseas travel in amongst it as well.
Yeah, definitely. Just
yeah.
some shorter trips. Teddy will have to stay with Gran, so luckily we've got some good family.
That love having Teddy.
Yes, and he
now
loves being there.
Teddy's going to come with an adventure rig of his own, so when he's babysat, he'll come with a camper van that people can take away for a couple of weeks if we head off somewhere.
Yeah, so you can still do some exploring while we're away.
Yeah, but we aren't getting rid of the surf, so we are keeping that trusty surf that we've spent a lot of time last year investing in her good health. So she's going to be staying with family, and we will always be circling back around our local Southland area anyway, because that is where all of our family is, and our friends, and a lot of my photography work as well. So we'll always be circling around, and it'll probably be quite nice to rough it sometimes in the rooftop tent and still be able to get off grid a little bit further, do some four-wheel driving and stuff. We're not planning on taking both vehicles with us when we go traveling, but that could be always an option if we really want to do like some hardcore four-wheel driving somewhere. We can always take both and have a base that's a little bit more luxurious than the rooftop tent.
Yeah, I would like to do some dirt biking up in the North Island. We're not selling the dirt bikes.
And the mountain bikes coming with us.
Yeah, mountain bikes will be with us. I've got some family and some friends in the North Island, so I'm sure we can base our bikes up there if I want to do some riding up there.
Should probably ask them about that at some stage.
They'll be fine. We just want to try and see as much of New Zealand as we can.
Such a small country when you think about it, but there are so many hidden gems, and while we do love to try and find those, every single trip that I think of, especially like the ones that we've documented on our YouTube channel this far, every one of those trips, I remember roads that were kind of like, oh, that looks like an interesting road, and we just didn't have the time in our itinerary to get down. So those are the kind of roads that we're looking forward to being able to explore.
Yeah, you're always in a bit of a hurry when you've only got a long weekend to work with, or you might have taken a week off work.
Yeah.
And you're like, right, we're going to shoot up the West Coast, but it takes you a day to get to where you want to go, and then another day to get back. So then you've only got 5 days left to do a bit of exploring. So we're always in a bit of a hurry.
And obviously with the surf, we're not fully self-contained.
No.
And that doesn't really matter when we're getting like way back out into the
back blocks.
But yeah, back country. But it does sometimes make it a little bit harder with like park up options when you're on a bit of a mission. And then when you add traveling with a dog into it, finding dog friendly park ups that you don't have to be self-contained was always a bit of a planning mission for me when we were planning a route. But
which you have done a very good job on.
Thank you. But now we're going to have a fully self-contained vehicle, and
it'll just open up spots.
Yeah. And the pace as well will change. So like Matt said, we're always on a bit of a time crunch when we've got a limited amount of time off and we're trying to build an itinerary to get to a certain place. Now we're going to be able to just really slow travel, which we're looking forward to, like spending multiple days in places if we want to, following the weather and
then just doing those side roads that we always drive past.
Yeah, like I think that trip that we did to the North Island, and that was actually when we first looked at Sprinter camper vans.
It was.
That trip a couple of years ago was 5,000 Ks that we did in about 10 days. It was ridiculous. I reckon we'll probably do maybe like a few hundred a month.
Depending on where we are.
Yeah. Obviously there'll be times when we're on a mission to get up the road, but I reckon it'll be a lot less travel, like big travel days that we've kind of been used to try and get out there and adventure. But yeah, that is the plan, and that is why this channel will be getting a whole lot more regular updates from us. So we'll be sure to take you on the journey of all the realities of moving into a van and how that all pans out. And once the van arrives, obviously we'll give you a bit of a tour of the new rig. We've got some modifications that Matt is going to do to it once we get it.
Of course, because I don't like keeping any of my rentals standard.
So we've got that, and yeah, we'll be able to share all of that adventure with you. But yeah, we just wanted to update you on what's been happening. And when we first started this channel, I literally just created a channel to post up our adventure and our travel, just to make like little videos. I am a photographer. I'm definitely not a professional videographer, but I was just really enjoying sort of vlogging our adventures in a way that we could look back on them for ourselves, just as a bit of a memory bank.
Ourselves and family and friends.
Yeah, and then family and friends enjoyed watching them, and then over time it has come that, you know, we get some comments from people that we don't know, and obviously there's people out there that are watching that we don't personally know, and that's always, it's quite flattering. But the intention behind this channel was really just to document our adventures for ourselves and to share with family and friends. And yeah, it's kind of organically grown a little bit, and you know, potentially it might as well, but we haven't started this channel with intention to, you know, turn it into a monetization. But all your support, and you know, if you do watch along and comment, please know, even if we don't reply, and I do try and reply to the comments, but sometimes they just kind of skip past me and I don't see them, we do appreciate it all, and always love people's suggestions or encouragement.
If you've got a really cool spot that you want us to go and see,
we always love.
We love that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if it's harder to get to.
We like getting off the beaten track.
Yeah.
But yeah, even just recommendations from other people, like we've had from other people about where you can take dogs and other little hidden gems and non-touristy spots. We really appreciate all of that. So
dog-friendly walks.
That's kind of
something
one
that
of our things.
Are really keen to do more of.
Yeah.
We've done quite a few so far. Hey, Ted?
Ticked a few off in the last year, but we
need to do some more.
Increase that. One day we might even do an overnight hike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you like that?
Anyway, that's an update from us for now. We're going to continue on our bushwalk. But yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching till the end, guys. We're so excited to share this news with you. Click above to look back on some of our past adventures that have led us to here.